Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world. I'm Preeti Kaur. Coming up in the next 30 minutes. President Draupadi Murmu embarks on state visits to Moldova, North Macedonia and Romania. Aims to strengthen India's diplomatic and economic ties with Eastern Europe. US launches fresh strikes on Iran after 2 American military personnel killed in Jordan and another missing following an Iranian attack. Ending long wait, Indian badminton player PM Sindhu wins Maiden Japan Open title, downs Yamaguchi 21-14, 21-17 in the finals. And FIFA World Cup final is all set with a blockbuster clash between defending champion Argentina and Spain in New Jersey. President Draupadi Murmu embarked on state visits to Moldova, North Macedonia and Romania. President Murmu is en route to Moldova at the invitation of the President of Moldova, Sindhu. This is the first ever visit by an Indian president to Moldova. During her visit, the President will meet and hold delegation-level talks with her counterpart. The President will also have interactions with the members of the Moldova-India Parliamentary Friendship Group. She will address a business forum and have interactions with members of the Indian community. The President's Moldova visit would mark a significant and historical milestone and elevate bilateral ties to a broad-based partnership. President Draupadi Murmu will also be visiting North Macedonia at the invitation of President of North Macedonia. This will be her first ever visit by an Indian president to the country. The President will hold bilateral talks with the presidents there, Gordana Siljanovska-Davkova. She will meet the Prime Minister, President of the Assembly, and also she will address the Assembly of North Macedonia. She will also address India-North Macedonia Business Forum. On the final leg of her 3-nation visit, President Murmu will visit Romania on 23rd of July. This would be the first visit by President of India after a gap of over 3 decades. During the visit, President Murmu will meet President Nicolae Dan, Interim Prime Minister, Senate President and President of the Chamber of Deputies, as well as members of the Romania-India Parliamentary Friendship Group. The President will also address India-Romania Business Forum and have interaction with the members of the Indian community. The President's state visit to 3 countries reflects the importance India attaches to strengthening its bilateral ties with these countries, along with India's engagement with the wider Eastern European region. DD India correspondent Shabir Dar sends us this report from Moldova.
This is Chisinau, the capital city of Moldova, an Eastern European country. It is here the President Murmu is arriving as part of a landmark 3-nation tour, including Romania, North Macedonia, and obviously Moldova. The visit underscores India's greater engagement with Central and Eastern Europe, and the visit is going to open new avenues for strategic cooperation, trade, investment and entrepreneurship with these emerging Eastern European partners. During her visit, the President Murmu will hold one-on-one meetings with her counterparts and senior ministers, followed by the diplomatic level and delegation level talks aimed at strengthening cooperation across sectors like pharmaceutical and education. In a symbolic gesture reflecting India's deep commitment towards the ideals of peace and non-violence, President Murmu is also presenting busts of Mahatma Gandhi to the parliaments of both Romania and Moldova. The visit assumes significance, rather special significance, given the fact that it underscores India's deeper and larger commitment with the region. With camera person Pramod Negi, this is Shabir Dar for DD India in Chisinau, Moldova.
President of Zanzibar, United Republic of Tanzania, and Chairman of the Revolutionary Council, Hassan Ali, is visiting New Delhi as part of his 4-day visit to India. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar called on the visiting president in New Delhi on Sunday. The two leaders discussed cooperation between the two nations in key sectors, including higher education, capacity building, water supply, health, artificial intelligence, and digital technology. The External Affairs Minister, in a social media post, said that IIT Madras Zanzibar campus stands as a shining example of our close partnership and India's enduring commitment to Africa's education and development priorities. The visiting dignitary will meet Vice President C.P. Radhakrishnan later in the day today. Both the leaders will review full spectrum of India-Tanzania relations and also explore new avenues for future collaboration. Panama's Minister for Foreign Affairs, Javier Eduardo Martinez Vasquez, arrived in New Delhi for a 5-day official visit aimed at strengthening the growing partnership between India and Panama. The visit, which will continue until July 23rd, is expected to deepen cooperation in trade, commerce, maritime affairs, connectivity and diplomacy. Martinez will meet several senior Indian leaders to discuss ways of strengthening cooperation. The Indian Met Department has forecast widespread rainfall across the country over the coming days, with heavy to extremely heavy rainfall likely in several regions. After scattered rains in the last few days, monsoon activity is likely to pick up pace in the coming days. The Weather Department has issued an alert for rainfall in parts of Uttar Pradesh over the next few days. Jammu and Kashmir is bracing for a prolonged spell of intense weather, with the Meteorological Department forecasting widespread rain, heavy downpour and the possibility of cloudburst-like events, prompting authorities to issue an advisory for residents, pilgrims and tourists. In view of the severe weather conditions, the Vaishno Devi Yatra in Jammu and Kashmir has been temporarily suspended as a precautionary measure to ensure safety of the pilgrims. Authorities have also announced that the Amarnath Yatra will remain temporarily suspended from July 19th due to the inclement weather forecast. Red alert has been issued for heavy rainfall in parts of Himachal Pradesh on July 20th and 21st. Warning of flash floods, landslides, rising river levels and widespread disruption. Moving to central India, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh and Vidarbha are likely to experience widespread rainfall, with heavy showers expected at isolated locations. East and Northeast India are also set to witness intense rainfall activity. The IMD has forecast heavy to very heavy rainfall, with isolated extremely heavy rainfall likely over Arunachal Pradesh, Assam and Meghalaya. Heavy showers are also expected in Bihar, Jharkhand, Odisha and West Bengal. In West India, Goa, Gujarat and Maharashtra are likely to receive heavy rainfall. Meanwhile, several parts of southern India, including Kerala, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, are expected to witness widespread rains accompanied by thunderstorm and gusty winds. And now we take a look at other stories making it to the headlines from India. Indore Zoo in Madhya Pradesh is set to introduce India's first 14D theatre, offering visitors an immersive digital experience that brings the world of wildlife closer through advanced visual and sensory effects. The facility aims to enhance wildlife education and create an engaging experience for visitors. A skill training initiative at Raipur Central Jail is helping female inmates build a path towards self-reliance through food processing and entrepreneurship. Under the Nischay program, inmates are producing and selling Astha Achar, gaining vocational skills and confidence for life after release. Students in Puducherry have stepped forward to revive a historic pond in Rediyar Palayam, joining a community cleanup drive to restore traditional water bodies and improve groundwater recharge. The initiative saw NSS volunteers remove waste, clear vegetation and spread awareness on protecting ponds for future water security. You're watching DD India Live. We're heading for a short break, but after the break, hundreds of wildfires still burning in Canada, creating hazardous air quality for some US cities. Aadhaar app crosses a significant 40 million downloads. Excitement among football fans for the final FIFA showdown.
We head into nature looking for something untouched, and then thousands of us arrive with the same map, the same photos and the same destination.
Our philosophy, our tenet is very simple. You leave an area just as you found it or better, right? So if we find wrappers, we pick them up. We make it a point so none of our members litters on the trail. We don't leave anything behind.
In this lab in Yogyakarta, scientists are scaling up the production of Wolbachia eggs to turn killers into harmless insects. From 8 million Wolbachia eggs a week to 36 million. Generations of good Wolbachia mosquitoes hatch here, ready to be released into the wild.
Protect the deer from stray dogs and other animals that could harm them. I also make sure they have water, food, and shelter. That's why the deer have chosen to stay here.
Welcome back after the break. You're watching DD India Live. The United States conducted new airstrikes against Iranian targets, including Sirik port on the Strait of Hormuz, CENTCOM announced on Saturday. US launched new airstrikes to punish Iran after reporting the first US military deaths due to Iranian ballistic missiles and drone strikes at the Al Azraq air base, a vital strategic hub for US and allied coalition operations. This follows Iranian missile and drone attacks on the US and partner forces in Jordan on July 17th, which killed 2 American service members, the first US military death since hostilities resumed, and left 1 missing. Four others were evacuated, while additional personnel with minor injuries have returned to duty. Iranian agencies Fars and Tasnim reported strikes hitting Sirik. United States Central Command stated the action holds Iran accountable for violations. US Central Command CENTCOM completed another round of strikes against Iran on Saturday night at 11:30 p.m. local time at the Commander-in-Chief's direction. During the 8th consecutive night of US strikes, CENTCOM forces hit Iranian military coastal surveillance and air defense facilities, maritime capabilities, and missile and drone storage sites to continue degrading Iranian military capabilities. American military assets also targeted Islamic Revolutionary Guards Corps forces that launched attacks against US service members in Jordan. Hungary's President Tamás Sullyok has agreed to step down after signing a constitutional amendment that ends his term as the head of the state. The amendment, passed this week by lawmakers from Prime Minister Peter Magyar's party, will take effect at midnight on Monday. The amendment also imposes a 12-year term limit on lawmakers and sets a retirement age of 70 for Constitutional Court judges, which will force the court's current president, Orban Ali Peterpolt, to retire. As Sullyok steps down, the parliament will now elect a new president within 30 days who will serve until a new constitution takes effect or for a maximum of 5 years. Meanwhile, Parliament Speaker will assume the president's duties. The death toll from Venezuela's twin earthquakes last month has risen to 5,119, according to an official tally released on Saturday. That was an increase of 50 deaths since Friday and comes 24 days since the June 24 disaster, when back-to-back earthquakes struck, most severely affecting La Guaira. According to the statement by the President of the Venezuelan Parliament, Jorge Rodriguez, the number of people injured remains at 16,740. In La Guaira, the recovery of bodies continues from the rubble of dozens of collapsed buildings, while thousands of people are homeless and others are staying in temporary camps. Authorities in Venezuela have not released an estimate of how many people remain missing. Canada is battling hundreds of wildfires as thick smoke continues to blanket parts of the country and drift across the border into the United States. Thick plumes of smoke rose from wildfires burning near Pemberton, British Columbia on Saturday as helicopters worked above smoke-shrouded hills amid Canada's ongoing wildfire season. The fires have also sent smoke across the Canada-US border, prompting air quality alerts in parts of the US. The US Environmental Protection Agency classified air quality as unhealthy across a wide area stretching from southern Ontario into parts of Northeast and Mid-Atlantic regions on Saturday. Spain is also battling one of its deadliest wildfire seasons as authorities prepare for another heat wave of the summer, with temperatures expected to exceed 40 degrees Celsius in some areas. According to the State Meteorological Agency, the heat wave is forecast to begin on Tuesday and last at least through Thursday, when conditions are expected to peak, with some isolated areas potentially exceeding 45 degrees Celsius. Meanwhile, firefighters are working to contain major blazes fueled by extreme heat, dry conditions and strong winds in several regions. France is battling the double challenge of wildfires and an intense heat wave. From the historic Fontainebleau forest near Paris to several other regions, firefighters are struggling to contain flames fueled by dry conditions and soaring temperatures. At the same time, extreme heat is disrupting daily life across the country, prompting authorities to take emergency measures. DD India's Rohini Gozavi reports from Paris.
The iconic Fontainebleau forest, just 60 kilometers south of Paris, famous for its centuries-old trees and rich biodiversity. It has become the latest battleground in France's fight against wildfires. The blaze has already burned more than 2,000 hectares of forest, forcing evacuation from nearby areas. Around 800 firefighters are working to contain the flames. Police have arrested several people and are investigating whether the fire was started intentionally. But the authorities says that even if this fire was deliberately set, it does not reduce the growing threat of wildfires across France. Wildfires have already burned thousands of hectares of land, with several major fires reported in different regions of France in this summer.
France sits in a part of Europe that is warming faster than the global average. And so there is also evidence that changes in atmospheric circulation bring more often the hot air masses from Spain and North Africa toward France. And in addition, also dry soils make things worse. Because when the soil has no water left, the sun's energy goes directly into heating the air instead of evaporating water, releasing heat.
The Fontainebleau fire is now contained, but it is not completely out. Firefighters are still spotting small flames and hotspots in different parts of the forest. Along the wildfires, France is facing another spell of intense heat. Temperatures have crossed dangerous levels in several parts of the country, with heat alerts issued across multiple regions. The extreme heat has already contributed more than 2,500 heat-related deaths, especially among vulnerable groups such as elderly people and those with existing health conditions. To tackle the heat wave, the French government has activated emergency measures. Heat wave alert system has been strengthened and authorities are monitoring vulnerable citizens through local support networks. People are finding different ways to escape the heat.
It's difficult. We are trying to stay hydrated, try to open windows in the morning when the temperature are cool, and then we basically try to close everything, all the windows and doors in the afternoon so that the temperature stays cool inside.
Since this heat is here, no outdoor activity is possible. The land is dry, the sun it's like the desert out here, but like worse.
Many people do the same. During the day, you close everything, and one good idea is to put some aluminum foil reflecting the temperature. And when it's getting a bit better, probably late in the night, something like from midnight, it starts to be correct. So either you sleep and you wake up, or either you keep awake and you open everything. Personally, I open everything and I let the wind going through the apartment and it cools down.
The fires may eventually be brought under control, but the conditions that fuel them remain a challenge. For France, adapting the extreme heat and protecting its forest has now become a priority for the years ahead. The focus is now shifting from handling temporary crises to dealing with repeated extreme heat events. The challenge is not only to control ongoing wildfires, but also to prepare the country for hotter and drier summers in the future. This is Rohini Gosavi in Paris for DD India.
In China, search and rescue operations are underway in full swing on Sunday after a rainfall-induced mountain collapsed along a section of the Wujiang River in southwestern Chinese city of Chongqing on Friday. Massive amount of rocks and soil rolled down a slope and buried more than 10 residential buildings early on Friday in Pengshui County on the outskirts of Chongqing. 8 people have been confirmed dead and 34 others remain missing. 10 people have been rescued while search and rescue operations are still underway. Over 1,100 people were urgently evacuated and resettled due to the landslide, with 723 people placed in centralized shelters. A look at other stories making it to the headlines from across the world. Jordan's Aqaba Marine Reserve, home to the world's northernmost tropical coral reefs, is gaining attention in its bid for UNESCO World Heritage status. Scientists say the reef's ability to survive and recover despite rising ocean temperatures could offer important lessons for coral conservation efforts worldwide. In Venezuela, volunteers have prepared and distributed slices of a giant cake for children displaced by earthquakes, offering moments of joy and comfort to affected families. Organizers say the initiative is more than a celebration, describing it as a symbol of hope, unity, and solidarity during a difficult time. A major Mexican art collection is at the center of a heritage debate as iconic works by Frida Kahlo, Diego Rivera, and other masters leave Mexico for a European tour. The Gelman Santander collection, recently displayed in Mexico City, is expected to return in 2028 after concerns over ownership and preservation. Updates from the world of business now. The Aadhaar app has crossed a significant milestone of 40 million downloads, underscoring the growing trust of residents in convenient and digital-first identity services. The app has emerged as a one-stop platform for Aadhaar-related services, allowing users to access facilities such as address updates, mobile number and email updates, biometric lock and unlock, and e-Aadhaar downloads from the convenience of their homes. The app has seen strong usage for updating Aadhaar details and securing personal information through its privacy features. The email update service has also been made free till December 31st this year on the app. The Unique Identification Authority of India said Aadhaar app is strengthening digital identity management by providing residents with a secure and convenient platform in line with Digital India mission. On to sports now. A golden moment for Indian badminton as PV Sindhu scripted a memorable comeback to lift her maiden Japan Open Super 750 title in Tokyo. The two-time Olympic medalist ended a 19-month wait for a BWF World Tour title by defeating world number 3 and home favourite Akane Yamaguchi in straight games 21-17, 21-17 in a commanding final. After a slow start, Sindhu found her rhythm and produced a composed display to outplay the Japanese star in front of her home crowd. The victory is Sindhu's first tour-level title since winning the Syed Modi International in December 2024. The triumph is also a major milestone in her illustrious career. It is first ever Super 750 title and her first major international crown in 7 years since becoming world champion in 2019. The countdown to FIFA World Cup final has begun. Defending champions Argentina take on Spain at the New Jersey Stadium in East Rutherford with football's biggest prize at stake. As excitement builds across New York and New Jersey, our correspondent Abhishek Mahajan previews the title clash from East Rutherford, New Jersey. Take a look.
With just hours to go before the kickoff, New York is buzzing with World Cup fever. From Times Square to Manhattan and across New Jersey, thousands of fans have transformed the city into a sea of sky blue, white and red. Chants echo through the streets, Jersey dominate the crowds, and supporters from around the world are soaking in the atmosphere ahead of football's biggest night.
It's gonna be a tough match. I don't want to say anything. You have to respect the team you have in front, but I trust in my country, I trust in Messi, I trust in Dibu Martinez, I trust we have the best players in the world, so I believe that our national team could do a great match.
They have the best collective team, the best game together, and I think they have more experience and more cold blood. Unfortunately for Argentina, I think they are very tired. They're exhausted now, and they're only counting on Messi. He's 39 years old. I think it's over.
Argentina have once again shown why they are the defending champions. They head into the final with 19 goals in the tournament, led by Lionel Messi, who could be playing the final World Cup of his illustrious career. Spain, meanwhile, have been just as impressive at the other end of the pitch, conceding only one goal throughout the tournament. Led by teenage sensation Lamine Yamal, they are now just one win away from their first World Cup title since 2010. History offers little to separate the two sides. In the previous 14 meetings, Spain and Argentina have won 6 matches each, with 2 ending in draws. Their last 5 meetings have all been friendlies, with Spain winning 3 and Argentina 2. It's Messi versus Yamal. Argentina's attacking firepower against Spain's rock-solid defense. By the end of the night, only one team will be crowned FIFA World Cup champion.
Yeah, I think there's 2 teams that work very well during the tournament. They come from minus to plus. They are doing a good semi-final, so I think it's going to be a good match. I think there's a different style of game, but with the same goal, so I think it will be interesting.
The excitement is building with every passing hour. Fans are ready, the teams are ready, and the stage is set for one final battle.
One stadium, 2 footballing giants, and 1 golden trophy. The countdown to the FIFA World Cup 2026 final is almost complete, and history is about to be created. The world is ready for football's biggest spectacle. With cameraman Shubham Sharma, this is Abhishek Mahajan in New Jersey for DD India.
From India to other parts of the world, football fans are eagerly waiting for the highly anticipated showdown tonight. Excitement is high and so are the preparations. Take a look. That's it in this edition of DD India Live, but news and updates continue on the channel. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.